Thanks so much for joining. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is the morning after a dreadful day in parts of Jamaica, most of the island taking a battering from Hurricane Beryl. Also happening now in the United Kingdom, it's election day in England. It is also Independence Day in the United States. And also this morning I had a reminder that today is also the commemorating of the 131st anniversary of the birth of the Right Excellent Norman Washington Manley, former premier, former president, and the longest serving leader of the People's National Party. So it is the day after Hurricane Beryl. The sky is still a bit overcast in parts of capital city Kingston as we travel eastward now on the road, on Lyndhurst Road. We're just taking a drive around Kingston just to see the damage to infrastructure, perhaps to roads and so forth, following Hurricane Beryl. As I said to you before, this is an early stage of the hurricane season, so it shall be quite long based on all the forecast for the season. We are taking your calls. We expect to be joined as well by Minister Nigel Clark in a moment, because we want to understand what is available to the country with the catastrophe bonds. We have been the first in this region, from our understanding, to have established and to re-sign upon the expiration of the first a catastrophe risk bond. So we want to know what exactly does that mean in the face of a natural disaster, even if the disaster does not result in landfall for Jamaica. But say, for example, in South St. Elizabeth, we understand the eye wall hit parts of St. Elizabeth as we come by an almond tree out on where? Oh yeah, by the Calvary Cemetery. Nemad tells me you will hear him a lot because I still don't know the roads in Kingston. So quite a few tree branches are down on the road on which the Calvary Cemetery is. We're coming out now to Studio One Boulevard here as we're ending Lyndhurst Road. Upper Ivy Road ahead we're coming up to. So just the trees feeling the impact of very strong winds yesterday into last night from Hurricane Beryl. Also, just coming to hand, we have notification here where the government is allocating or collecting status report on the impact of Hurricane Beryl. And at this time, normal operations of government ministries, departments, and agencies are slated to resume today, Thursday, 4th July. However, if following an assessment of personal circumstances arising from the passage of Hurricane Beryl, public sector workers find it possible to return to office today, we encourage reporting to office, or find it impossible, we encourage reporting to office. Please note, however, if circumstances do not provide for attendance of work, the government encourages any employee experiencing difficulty to contact their supervisors or entity head, as flexibility will be provided to ensure their well-being while maintaining essential services. So the government is saying it's back to work today, but if you have any particular circumstances, then please just call into your supervisor so some arrangement and accommodation can be made. Yeah, I'll come back to that in just a moment as we continue now on Slipe Road. As we said, the streets are not very busy at all. Beautiful mongrel. coming up the road. Quite a few men on bicycle, a man there picking up branches of trees. Quite a few trees have lost branches. A lot of almond tree we're seeing, the limbs are down. People are out cleaning up. Some vehicular traffic, taxi operators coming up as we pass Central Branch here on Slipe Road. So one can see it's that look that the environment has in the immediate aftermath of the hurricane. A lot of people with their brooms and their rakes in hand getting ready to clean up. Yes, and we will be taking your calls in just a moment. Yes, a lot of trees over on a road right off Slipe Road as well. Yeah, so 876-926-2178 as we continue heading down to Hannah Street and Drummond Street. We're just passing now that turnoff that takes you to Madden's according to the sign. And as I said, it's amazing. It's almost as if there is agreement by the people that they won't be going out today. And not in the numbers in light of what has happened. Some people are out. Beautiful Gros Michel on sale there as we see what damage there is to capital city Kingston by Hurricane Beryl. This is the hotline. Let's take a call as yes, we're coming up now to this is a massive tree down here. What road is this now, Nemad? This is Orange Street. Orange and Street intersection. Big trees down and taking the JPS poles with it as well. I mean, it's completely uprooted from what we've seen at the corner of Orange and North Streets. Yes, morning to you, sir. This man is clearly listening to the hotline. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. You're listening to the radio? Oh, you're not? No, you just see the bus and decide to come out. All right, good to see you. Everything all right? Any damage from the hurricane? No damage. All right, take care. Yeah. All right. All right, so he's on the roadside just chilling. And I suppose enjoying life because sometimes we get a glimpse of what could be the disasters that can happen with the howling of the winds as they came last evening. 876-926-2178. Hello. Who do we have here? This is the hotline. Hotline goes mobile today. Coming up to Church Street as we make our way downtown. The roads will need quite a lot of attention. Lot of trees, garbage strewn in different places because of the carriage of the wind. As we cross immediately above the Parliament building. Coming up now to the intersection with East Street by the HQ for the Jamaica Gleaner, and the building remains intact. 876-926-2178. We'll go to a break and come back with you in a moment. We are on the road. We came past North Street, South Camp Road, and we went on Victoria Avenue out to Windward Road, heading eastward as we see the remnants of the hurricane. Lots of trees, lots of limbs down. One particular tree uprooted, as we told you a while back, at the intersection of North and Orange Street. People are getting about. Give us a call. Tell us what is happening with you, what happened with you overnight. and what exactly do you need at the moment if there are emergencies. 876 926 2178, 9268 631, 926 7615, 888 991 2080. This is the hotline. Hello, morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
I'm from Coffee Peace, Clarendon, where we've been affected by Hurricane Beryl.
Yes. Coffee Peace, you said?
Yeah, Coffee Peace, Clarendon.
Yes.
There is this light post that fell right in the middle of the road, and it brought down a lot of light wires with it, and the road we can't pass it. So, like, if there's any emergency, we can't go through it, and we can't get to
Yes.
where we need to go.
Light post down. By any chance, do you happen to have a number that's on that light post?
A number assigned to the light post?
Can you get to it at all? Yes. Yes, normally there's a number, so we can sort of give it to JPS to help them with their general locating the post. You can't see that a number on it at all.
I'm checking now.
Okay.
And we've been trying to call them from morning.
Yeah, they're in meetings. We spoke to Winsome Callum. They're in meetings trying to get an assessment. She should come on this program with us sometime after 11. So we will put that information to her as well as we come up to Windward Road, where there are a lot of tree branches on the side of the road. This is going to need the National Works Agency and a team to come and clear it. There's a lot on the right hand side of the road as we head east on Windward Road. Quite a few people are out as well. Yeah. People are reading the newspapers just to see what's going on. Further also on Windward Road, another tree completely down in the road. Looks as if it had fruit on it as well. We're coming up to it. Looks like an ackee tree. Wow, a lot of ackees, and they cannot even be eaten because not one of them is open. So nobody should pick them off and try and use razor blade to open them. All those ackees have gone to waste, and the trees down on Windward Road, in the road in Windward Road. Hi, are you there, ma'am? Did you get the number for me? No, I'm not hearing the lady from Coffee Peace in Clarendon, but we will put that community to Winsome Callum when she comes on. But I think from what we heard from her yesterday, I believe over 65% of the customers of JPS were without electricity. So generally they do understand that all across the island work is necessary. So the most I can do is ask for all of us to be patient with them, because I think their strategic move yesterday and the communication to us as to what was going on, in that they said nobody would be going out to try to get the power reconnected because of safety concerns, and they will wait until it's safe to send the workers out. That was the absolutely right decision that they made. So they are now back out in the field, and it's going to take some time to get things sorted. So I can only ask for all of us to be patient as the hotline continues on Windward Road heading east. And we're just looking at the damage caused by Hurricane Beryl. 876-926-2178. Hello, morning.
Hi, good morning, Miss Jill.
Hi, who is this? Where are you?
Oh, you can call me Mr. T. I'm calling out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Right, good to have you.
Yes, just two things, Miss Jill. I'm not really a political person, but I'm a Jamaican, and I was so impressed with the government response to Beryl. You know, all the ministers had their update. It was quite impressive. And
Yes.
I just wanted to ask, is there a law that can get the people out of the flood prone and damaged areas before Beryl? Because I noticed people were saying they're not going to leave, the storm is not going to come. So is there a law that can get people out of these areas?
As I was saying to Paula this morning, in Help Me Understand It just a little bit more, there is the
Uh-huh.
Disaster Risk Management Act. And what the act does is to give the power to the Prime Minister to, by order, declare a particular area or the entire island a disaster area. And when it
Uh-huh.
does that, then it gives some authorized officials certain powers to evacuate areas depending on what they perceive to be imminent danger or so forth.
Oh,
But
okay.
it doesn't give them coercive power to go in and remove people, but it say that they may go in and try to get the people out. But it doesn't say if they go in and the people resist that they're
Uh-huh.
somehow to compel them to leave. It just doesn't happen like that.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
just wondering. I know one more thing is I
Yes.
was following a news report on ABC yesterday, and they were
Yes.
there in Montego Bay interviewing American tourists, and they were saying how comfortable the staff had made them feel, and they were even worrying about the staff to say,
Yes.
they know everything is okay in their country, but here they are in Jamaica, and these workers and management crew are trying to make them comfortable.
Yeah. That's the typical
Tourism
Jamaican
sector.
workforce.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I was feeling very proud of that, but glad to know that everybody is okay and there wasn't much damage.
Well, there's a lot of damage. St. Elizabeth in
Oh,
particular
okay.
has had so many houses, roofs gone. A lot of people have lost almost everything. So we're just waiting on the full update on that. So keep listening. We lost two people. One lady,
Oh, oh my.
a tree fell on her house. Yes, and another young man was playing football and the ball rolled into a gully and he went over there to get it and didn't come back out.
Oh my.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we will know
Yes.
by the end of the week. We will have a full idea as to what has happened. As Hotline is on the road, we are now out by the Palisados. We're here to have a look to see how and whether it has held up after the winds of last evening and the surges that we saw in some places. We are halfway down the Palisados heading towards the airport, and everything seems to be intact. I mean, I recall when they were taking these boulders from St. Thomas, many of them came from St. Thomas one at a time on a truck to build this entire area up to over 15 feet above where it was. And the concern was that at the time, based on the level it was, whenever there was a hurricane or whatever sort of natural disaster, then you could have the road to the airport being flooded. But they've raised it to over 15 feet higher than it was, and it seems to me now, traveling on it, a space I absolutely love getting away in my mind to. If ever I come upon a moment where I'm feeling like I'm losing my breath, then I take myself away to the Palisados in my mind, because it's so vast and beautiful, and it gives you a feeling of being completely free outside with a lot of space around you. And every single stone here seems to be intact. Stones on the left hand side as we head to the airport, they appear to be undisturbed by the events of Hurricane Beryl. 876-926-2178, 926-8631. I've also had pictures shared on X by a number of people concerning my alma mater, Manning's school. I see where it has been badly damaged by Hurricane Beryl. Quite a couple of the buildings had the roof completely blown off, and some of the furniture seemed to have been mashed up by the ferocity of the wind. So we will be needing a lot, I think, to rebuild our old Dare Manning School arising from last evening. 9262178. Let's see who we have. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good morning, Emily.
Hi, Liz. How are you?
I am good. Thanks to Beryl. I am good.
Why are you laughing?
No, because last night watching the trees in doing the dance and the rain, and wow. So, and she come on the south coast, which is very dangerous because there's no mountain to have stopped her. She had land from that part of the island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyhow, I want to talk to you about track and field.
Although I didn't get to see any of the meet at all.
Yeah, well,
right. I was battling something, so you educate me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a Jamaican saying that says ungratefulness is worse than obia, and I'm going to take this opportunity to ask a very, very talented female sprinter.
Before you go there, let me tell the listeners, they've installed these new, what do you call it, sleeping policemen at the entrance to the roundabout at the Norman Manley International Airport. They're relatively new. I know some people are minded to speed when they come up onto them. There are about 3 different areas where you have these sleeping policemen, so just be very careful when you come there. They're doing a lot of repairs to the roundabout. It looks like it's going to be beautiful. They removed the old Air Jamaica wing that was there, and they're doing a complete rehabilitation of that circle. Yeah, go ahead, Liz.
Yeah, what happened, she know the journey, so I am saying to Elaine Thompson, it is wise, I think, in my humble opinion, that she quietly approach Coach Glenn Mills, sit and have a good heart-to-heart talk with him, and rebase herself at races again. It would be good, because if she recall, when she got spikes, when she moved to MVP, she had a problem with the spikes that were given to her. They were made too small, and her feet were not comfortable, right? So I think for the interest of her and track and field Jamaica, I think she should go quietly. Don't go with anybody, not the husband who she met at MVP. Go quietly, seek guidance again from Coach Mills. Talk to him. He's a decent, honest, loving father figure, and the world's best. He's a guru in coaching. Talk to him, and then, rebase with them, because she needs to come now to dominate the world championship. The other thing is, I hear people talking at this and them talking that. We as a country have been doing very, very well from not as far back as 1932, when I think the person was a Georgia student, won a high jump medal or gold medal in the CSC or one of them games. That's from how far Jamaica has been on the global track and field world space performing. Mm-hmm. And WADA has been doing an extremely good job in that they have cleaned up the drug street thing up to 95%. But they have relaxed it seems, and so we are having a problem. We are 5%. But the Jamaica psychic now is saying a whole lot of things. And I think that the people in the country who are track and field fans must be very, very aware and alert of things that they see and personnel that they see emerging, and prepare themselves, right? Because the drug test is not done in Jamaica, What is done, Jadco collects the sample
Yes.
and the drugs are sent. The samples are sent to the lab, the accredited water lab in Canada. So I don't understand why persons complaining that Shane Thompson was out too long. It depends on how long he took to produce the sample, right? It is not the Jadco or J3A fault. The people have to do them job, and it depends on him how long him takes to have produced the sample, and he's running away after the final. He's running away and running straight out the stadium. I think the person complaining about the time they took to test him and he couldn't get rest should also explain to the nation why that happened. All right?
Yes.
Have
I
a
saw
good.
that.
All right. Have a
Thank
good
you for the
day.
call. Thank
Yeah,
you, Liz. All right,
Yeah.
take care. As we come up on the Port Royal main road, we're there actually. We just passed an area of the road where there is an accumulation of water to one side of the road. Some cactus on the left hand side. These are life-size cactuses or cacti, whatever you use to pluralize that noun. But such is the makeup of this part of the island, Port Royal Main Road. This is the hotline. Hello? 876-926-2178. Morning.
Yes, good morning. I'm
Hi.
calling about a problem that we are having. Now, you have JPS, which is a local electrical company. And if you have a problem with an outage, and when you dial their 888 number, it is telling you that this is an international call. If you wish to continue, if you don't wish to continue, I don't know. Now, how can you have a problem with a local company and you have to make an international call to get to them? Now, the residents of Eltham View, one section of Eltham View, is without current. And it's not because of any outage island-wide. It's just that a blown transformer. You can't get through to JPS to have matter reported.
How long ago this started?
This is from about 1:30 yesterday. We understand during the hurricane, fine, that their operational team wouldn't come out, but they couldn't even get through calling the number. Then they have the JPS chat. When you go on the chat, it is asking you for premises number, customer number. When you put in premises number, customer number, and put in the report, it is telling you that your billing is not yet available. Then what is the sense to have all of these computerized things and you can't get through to them? It doesn't make any sense.
But so you've never had reason to try these numbers outside of the context of the hurricane?
No. I'm saying you're dialing the number. If you want to try, you can try.
No, man. No. Hang on a second. I heard you. I'm asking you. Is it the first time you were calling the number yesterday and using the JPS chat?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm just wondering if that's how things are in normal times.
Well, you can try.
Or these are things that have happened due to the hurricane.
No, you can try it for yourself.
I'll ask Winsome.
No,
man, I'll ask Winsome Callum. I'll ask Winsome Callum when she comes on. I'm supposed to have her a little bit after 11 o'clock. Okay?
Okay. And
I will ask her. So yes, a transformer in Eltham.
Eltham View. Eltham View, that's in Spanish Town, at Eltham Park, Eltham View.
Yes. I make a note of it, but I'm going to ask you, yes, just try and be patient, because what we have here is a situation, okay?
Yes,
I understand you say it's a
I'm
transformer, but
saying
they have many
we
transformers to get to.
Right, I'm saying we understand, but the problem that we are having, that you could not get through to them to let them to file a report.
I understand, but I'm saying yesterday was an extraordinary day. They were having so many people calling. I will find out about the 888 number because I don't understand why they say it's an international call, and I will also ask about the JPS chat. So I've recorded your concerns, all right?
All right,
thank you for the call. All right, all the best to you. We have a release here from the courts across the island. The judiciary of Jamaica advises the public that due to the effects of Hurricane Beryl All courts across the island will remain closed today, Thursday, July 4, 2024, and tomorrow, Friday, July 5. Comprehensive assessments of all court facilities are being conducted today and tomorrow to evaluate any damage and to ensure that the premises are safe for the resumption of operations. So they anticipate the normal court operations will resume Monday, July 8, pending the outcome of assessment and necessary repairs. Further updates will be provided based on the assessment findings, and we urge all court users to stay informed through our official channels. The safety of our citizen and court staff is our highest priority. We encourage everyone to follow safety guidelines and advisory issued by ODPEM and other relevant authorities. For further inquiries or updates about court matters, please contact your respective court office or the Court Administration Division at 876-613-8800. So that's an advisory from the Court Administration Division, the courts of Jamaica. So all courts across the island, they're closed today and tomorrow because assessments are being conducted on the impact of Hurricane Beryl on the systems. As we continue with you on Port Royal Main Road, we see Tractavator out. Yeah, people trying to pick up the pieces on the side of the roads at the moment as we come by the Port Royal Cemetery. And we see man and dog walking along with women. What a beautiful dog. A nice brown dog. Beautiful bright brown. You know, that lovely brown that is so inviting. And as we pass the cemetery and come up to this curb here now, sort of a left turn corner in the road, and half of the roadway, the entire left side of the road, is occupied by water. So this water is coming somewhere from the portion of road over where the mangroves are, and it has collected in the roadway. So if you're coming there immediately past the Port Royal Cemetery, you're going to have to steer into the right lane. Also further on the left side of the road, this is all taken over by water. Yeah, and we are coming further up now, the Port Royal Main Road, coming up to the port. Yeah, this is the Port Authority building, and the entire left side of that road immediately in front of the Port Authority building, it is populated with water. So you're going to have to slow down because you will have to move into the right lane. Yeah, this water, I suspect with the temperatures we're getting now, the water will evaporate very soon, even though when I look beyond the roadway into the mangroves, I see a lot of water has collected over there. The roots of the mangroves will be quite happy for that because they do thrive in that sort of habitat. We come up now to Caribbean Maritime University. They call it Admiralty House, and there is a massive tree completely uprooted in front of the Admiralty House. And there are some men here with their vests on, those green and orange, those very bright colored vests, with their power saws, and they are debranching the trees to remove it from the roadway. So as you come up onto CMU Admiralty House, a tree has been completely uprooted, and it is being debranched by a team there with power saw to remove it from the roadway. 876-926-2178. Hello, this is the hotline. 876-926-2178. Hi, how are you?
I am blessed. I want to say I love you like I've always said. I'm from Portland. When the COVID you and I was in the Ark, roasting yellow heart breadfruit.
Yellow heart breadfruit with saltfish.
Yeah, maybe in the Ark. Come on, let me tell you my call and I'm from a certain organization that I can't identify myself. But
Yes.
Mrs. Shield, I just want to say, oh, God is
Yes.
awesome. But first, I just want to make
Yes,
some
he is.
commendation. RJR, Radio Jamaica, whatever you call it now. I have my little radio, and one little time it kind of chip out. But they kept us, you kept us all informed throughout this thing. And I want to say commendation. Another, Flo. We always beat up Flo. But Mrs. Shields, Flo stood with us. Last night I turned on my generator and the Wi-Fi was on and I was appalled. I was like, what? I watched TV last night and then quickly turned off my generator because I don't want to get fed. But
Nice.
me get to see like a TV.
Yes.
And the communication
Nice.
in keeping us abreast in Jamaica with the persons, JIS and everybody else, it was commendable. But I want to
was
say,
really good.
the fighters, Domes and Shields, we often forget them. The police, the firefighters, the nurses, the doctors who could not be
Yes.
home with families buttoning up. I want to
Yes.
lift my hat to us, to them, to say, well done. Because, everybody wants to be
Yes.
where their family is and so on, and that's a time that
Yep.
you don't really have to be out there. And so we bypass
Yes.
and say, the police this, the fire people this, the nurses, the doctor this. And I want to today commend them for leaving their families behind
Yes.
and standing out there. And this is an
Thank you.
experience.
Beautiful.
I want us quickly, though, Mrs. Shields, throughout the year, Beryl Cursing and put on with battery. Don't wait until a storm come up to have this mad rush, myself included. Buy one gallon of cursing and put on, buy some battery, put on, those things that can stay and make certain that we are always intact. But I
Well,
thank
we're gonna
God-
need it for the hurricane season, so yes, keep it for the season for sure.
Yes. But I said in everything, give God thanks. I sat yesterday and I
In
watched
everything.
my coconut tree them in my yard bend down and get up. And when they cry and go down and ground and get up back, I said, this must be God. But so today,
I hope you pick off the coconut when the tree bend down.
but no, see them stop them back with them up
That-
there. Maybe I get somebody pay.
Them mad. What kind of mango them have? We no can pick some.
No,
Eh?
they will cut your care for free and last minute. No.
No. The mango tree hang over road.
Oh,
No.
that's the part I was. It's about owner though. But Portland,
It's about owner.
But
Thank
Portland is not as battered as it normally, we empathize with the
Is.
other parishes. Portland was not as battered as other parishes this time around.
Yes, good to hear
And-
that. Thank you for the call. Bless you.
You're
Bless you.
welcome. God bless
Thank
you.
you to all the people in Portland. All the best to you. I'm getting an update here. Hi, morning to you, Karen Chung. Thank you so much. She says the road to Ochi is bumper to bumper. Seems like an accident. She says the Digicel service is up and down. There's no electricity in St. Anne. Hopefully we'll get an update from Digicel, and we do intend to have Winsome Callum from JPS soon. She's heading into a meeting as we are driving around. No, this road is a dead end here, so Richie? Yeah, we can go around. Yeah. No, some nice mango tree we passed a while ago that we could have picked some. No? Them hangover road, we could have picked some, but it's alright. Mango will come to us. So send us your messages. And she says as well that there are some downed trees blocking the road. This is the road in Ochi, parts of Ocheria, St. Anne, bumper to bumper traffic. As I said a moment ago, just coming on the road there to the CMU Admiralty Club, we passed a team there with power saw, and I anticipate in a lot of areas around the country we're going to have people with power saw debranching trees to get them out of the road. And just in case you didn't understand how very strong the winds were last evening, there are some big trees that have been completely uprooted. That tells a lot about the strength of the hurricane which came to us last evening. It's headlines time. We're back after headlines. And the people of Port Royal are quite chilled. A lot of little groups of individuals just sitting out and just doing nothing. and just being cool, calm, and in the moment. And what they've said, they've not had any adverse impact from the hurricane last evening, just the trees, or one or two trees blown down by the winds of last evening as we come now past the very said location we went through before at the Caribbean Maritime University Admiralty House, where the workmen using the power saw have done a really, really good job. They've debranched the tree that was uprooted and it's almost done. The road is nearly clear. It should be cleared in another hour or so by them, so vehicular traffic can access both sides of the road in just a short while. Yeah, so the tree that's down in Port Royal is on Cagway Road, but it's really not a large branch, and the people there, they seem to have survived and survived the hurricane well. They say no problems, nothing to report. They are okay. We are to join Winsome Callum of the Jamaica Public Service in just a moment, so she can give us an update as to how the recovery has been going on for the Light and Power Company. I know they're doing their assessments. They told you the method they'd be using in terms of assessing and then looking at distribution, then connecting the essential workforces, the hospitals, the police stations, and so forth, and then the residential areas as well as the businesses. So in a moment we will join her to get an update on how things are for them. A number of people are still saying that there are families in St. Elizabeth they haven't been able to reach. So the people in St. Elizabeth, as soon as you have connection and you can make a call, get in touch with your families, and we'd also love to hear from you here on Radio Jamaica as to how things are for you. I've had images sent to me about Paddington. This is in the Kingston 6, I believe, Kingston 6 area. It's blocked after number of power lines are down, but there are large trees as well that have been completely uprooted and are blocking different parts of the road. So to Glendon Circle in Hope Pastures in Kingston 6, Glendon Circle is also blocked by a downed tree. So I ask the authorities to put those on your list of communities, if you don't yet have them, to go in and do what you have to do there. As we now make our way back on Port Royal Main Road, having covered Port Royal, and we note, despite their proximity to the sea and all of that, they've really not fared badly at all. No reports of a damage over and above whatever is expected, just a tree down from with the hurricane. And we're just coming up now to a light post that is on the verge of breaking completely in two. So JPS, if you're listening, the number on this light post is 205094. It has broken immediately above where you have that number plate, and it's gonna fall down any minute now. So it's 205094. That's the number of that light post, 205094. It's on Port Royal Main Road, about to fall down. Yeah, this is the hotline. Winsome Callum, we are going to make contact with you in just a moment. So I hope you're done with your meeting so you can touch base with us or listen out for our call. Let me take a call in the meantime. 876-926-2178. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Michelle.
Morning. Who is this and where are you calling from?
My name is Christine. I'm calling from Eltham View Phase 1.
I just had a gentleman from Eltham View. That's in St. Catherine?
Yes, this is in St. Catherine. It's between Eltham Park, Garden Pen, and the rest of Eltham View. What is happening? We heard a loud sound yesterday at about 12:30.
Yes.
And that tells you that it's like a transformer busted and then the light
Yes.
went. It wasn't anything to do with the hurricane itself. But other parts of Eltham View have light, Eltham Park have light. We are in the middle near to Garden Pen, and we have no light at all. So we don't understand the system.
Yes.
And what he says about calling JPS emergency
888.
it's true. And when they tell you to put in the customer number, you kept putting it in on the premises number, and they kept telling you that they're not recognizing the number. And when they finally do, the same number you have been putting in, repeatedly, when they finally do, they send you to some listing, billing report. When you put in the report, the automated system have you round and round like you're going on a round merry bush. And every time you put in it, we're not understanding you and all those kind of foolishness. It's just like Flow, with their automated system. It is disheartening, and this type of service is...
All right, just hold on a second for me. Hold on, Christine. I do have Winsome Callum here from JPS, Corporate Communication Manager. Welcome, Winsome Callum.
Thank you so much, Emily. Good morning.
Morning to you. This is my second caller from Eltham View, Christine. That's why I've put her on hold.
Okay.
I know you're going to give me an overview of what's happening with the country, but she and the caller before said that Winsome Callum, can you hear me now?
Yes, I am.
All right, great. Christine, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So she's the second person who's called from Eltham View, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, Miss Callum. And they say when they dial the 888 number, they're told it's an international call. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not. That is rather strange, but thanks for that information. I will have that checked and addressed. That's unusual, but yes, clearly an issue.
And Christine, was it the first time yesterday you got that?
No, I have had that
888 being international?
There's an outage. And
you have it whenever you have an outage?
Right, and then you can't bother to be going the round and round, and then you eventually hang up the phone because it's just giving you all kind of,
So
she says she's going to check that. Then
what is happening, Emily and the customer, is that because there's so many calls coming in, we just had the hurricane, and most customers across the island are without power, and likely a lot of them are calling in to make reports or to ask what's happening. So I suspect that the challenge that you're facing is because of the overload of the line. So I will definitely have it checked because I've not heard of this particular problem before. So thank you so much for bringing it to our attention. We will fix it.
Yes.
We're still here.
Right. All right. Just make sure. I wasn't able to hear you a second ago, but I got the gist of what Miss Callum said. Then I know you're looking at the entire island, Winsome Callum, but they say perhaps a transformer blowout in on that one?
No, we wouldn't have specific information on what's happening on the specific feeders if there's a transformer out. Right now, what's happening is that our teams are on the ground doing damage assessment, which is the first critical step after the passage of a hurricane. So we do ask our customers to keep in touch with us and send in the information to our social media channels and the JPS mobile app, because it might be difficult to get through on the phone. So share the information with us, and you can also send an email at calljps@jpsco.com.
Okay, so thank you so much, Christine. What I will do is to send you directly just a reminder on the 888 as well as problems you're having with the JPS chat. So when this damage assessment is over, then you can rectify that for the people of Eltham for me, Winsome Callum, yeah?
Okay.
So Christine?
Yes, we're going to be following up
Christine,
on it.
thank you for the call, Christine. Right, so generally now, tell me where you are, JPS, in the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, then Miss Callum.
Our teams were out from as early as 7 o'clock this morning doing damage assessment. Now, because of the fact that the hurricane passed us in the night, it was really dark, so we could not have gone out because it would not have been safe to do so. So first opportunity we got to go out, the teams across the island are out on the ground doing physical damage assessment now, and this will allow us to know where the problems are, how bad the damage, the different elements of the system would be, and where we can do immediate repairs. So this is a very important first step to ensure that once we start turning back the lights on, it is being done in a way that protects it's safe for our own employees, members of the public, as well as the grid itself.
I'd love to have a picture or an idea as to how the system works. For example, do you have a base and some sort of equipment so that if there is a defect between pole number so and so or transformer number so and so, it connects with your base, so you sort of immediately know where to go for rectification when the hurricane is done?
Yes, we do have sight of the entire grid. The technology that's available to us allows us to see the generation, the generating plants, those that belong to JPS as well as those that belong to the independent power producers. We can also see the main transition lines, the distribution lines, the substations. So we do have that big picture view of the entire system. So in looking at it, as I look at it at our control center, you can see the lines that are energized and you can see those that are not energized. They show up in different colors. So as I look at it, I can know immediately which main lines are without power. So yes, we can see that. What we are not able to see is what precisely is happening on the ground. We can see at a very high level where there is a transformer issue, a communication issue, because we depend heavily on the communication for the network to operate. So we can see at a very high level what the main problems are. But when it comes down to the localized problem, like what is happening on Paddington Terrace in Havendale, we won't necessarily know precisely what is happening. We can see where a fuse has opened, but sometimes we send the crew there to replace the fuse, but we realize that there's also a damaged line, a burnt line. So it is absolutely necessary for them to go out, even though we have the big picture perspective of what's happening on the grid.
So is it a myriad of issues that can have the problem at the local level, or is it just a handful of issues that can lead to the problem?
The main issues that could lead to the problem are triggered by interferences on the line, such as the trees coming in contact with the lines, and the poles being dislodged, the lines breaking. So those are the main issues that have caused the power outages.
Right, and you say you can see energized versus not energized. How widespread is the not energized section now?
Well, right
Very
now
wide.
we're looking at most of the island being without power, and that's what we're trying to address as quickly as possible. We're not able to give a timetable at this point to say, how quickly we will, but yes, we can see that most of the island is without power. And that's because of the extent of the damage to the infrastructure. The damage assessment that's taking place right across the island right now will allow us to develop that strategy and determine, where we need to send the crews and mobilize. And it will give us a sense of
Yes.
the timeline.
Right. And do you have teams of individuals working in different parts of all the parishes simultaneously?
Absolutely. We have emergency operating centers right across the island, and they are while we have a central emergency operations center, we also have teams locally, and we have deployed them, so they're being managed locally to ensure that what's happening on the local level is also being addressed. We've also deployed materials so that the material is close to the centers to get to the areas that areas that need them. So already we are preparing to deploy to areas that need poles replaced, that need conductors, that kind of thing. So yes.
Yes. So when the hurricane started yesterday, did you shut down to prevent damage, or did damage cause shutdown?
It's a combination. It's a combination of the system being damaged by the interference of the external factors, but it also was contributed to by the proactive load shedding, meaning we took some customers off the line, off the system, in order to ensure stability, because as the system responded in the way that it should and started to take customers out, there was a level of instability, and our teams had to be very, very diligent in managing it so that we did not have a full system shutdown. So we did not have a full system shutdown, but we did lose power through a combination of our proactive action as well as the impact on the infrastructure.
Yes. I just wonder as well, would going underground with any of your system prevent the sort of shutdown of the system that we see when we have a hurricane of this nature?
Yes, to an extent, but that creates other problems. We do have flooding, which actually impacts our underground system and sometimes makes it even more difficult for restoration. So we do have that problem of managing underground. Yes. The other problem is that underground is almost 7 times more expensive than the overhead, and that has implications for all of us to be paying for a much more electricity grid. So it's an issue of balancing the pros and cons. There are elements of the infrastructure now that's underground, some small areas of the grid underground. But as I said, we have had challenges with the underground network in some spaces where there's an issue, and the effort to address those issues is actually quite expensive. So it's a matter of balancing the pros and cons.
Right, and since the hurricane has passed, have you yet re-energized any area, or are you just in damage assessment mode at the moment?
We did manage to energize some areas remotely and safely as the opportunity came up, but right now we are still in damage assessment mode. I expect that within another 2 hours we should be able to start getting other additional customers on, because we did get some customers on late yesterday, and I believe there were some low-hanging fruit, as we'd call it, that we could have addressed earlier today. But the full restoration is likely to be seen this afternoon. Not full restoration, definitely not, but a significant element of the issues should be addressed, especially in the parishes that did not get a direct hit. We must stress, however, Emily, that restoration is going to take a while. For some persons, you will get it back within a few hours. Today, for some persons, it will be days before you get back power. And for others, it could be weeks. It will depend on the nature of the impact on the grid, the extent of the damage, and we will, of course, ensure that we advise our customers ahead of time so that you know what to expect. But this is a process that will take some time.
Right. And as we approach now the Norman Manley International Airport, as you know, it did shut down, I believe, 10 p.m. Last evening, or Tuesday evening, in anticipation of the hurricane, and things are pretty slow out here at the moment. A number of cars in the parking lot. We'll get to that in just a moment. St. Elizabeth in particular, Winsome Callum, any concern based on the damage to any part of your infrastructure in St. Elizabeth?
Well, yes, based on the initial reports that we're getting, that parish is most badly affected. So we don't have all the details yet, but yes, we expect that it may take a while for all the customers in St. Elizabeth to get their power back.
Right. Is there anything that you need your customers to know and you wish to tell them through the hotline now?
Yes, there are a couple of things that we want to remind our customers of. One, we want you to understand that it's a process and we are on it. Every single person in JPS is committed to getting the power back on. Those who need to be out in the field, they're out there. So please be patient. We are doing what every utility does. It's a systematic process and we're ensuring your safety as well as ours. Secondly, please stay away from fallen poles and power lines. You do not know if they're energized and you could get hurt. Especially if you have children, keep them inside, keep them away from the power lines. Stay safe, make that a priority. For persons who are operating generators, make sure your generators are properly installed and they do not feed energy back into the public lines. This can pose a serious threat to our workers, and we cannot afford for anybody to get hurt. So there is a switch. If your generator or your solar system is properly installed, it will not allow your power to flow back into the public lines. Make sure it is properly installed. If you're not sure, call back your installer or a licensed electrician to ensure that there's no what we call backfeed that can cause hurt to anyone.
Very important. And as you say, we're to stay away from those downed lines. What if you have a branch hanging on or over the light wire? What are we to do about that?
Well, right now, it's we're not able to respond immediately to these reports because we're trying to get power back to as many customers as possible in the shortest possible time. But what we ask persons to do is to, one, under normal circumstances, just keep your trees from growing up into the power line. If they're already there, it's too late for you to do anything. You contact your JPS. Now, it's not really JPS's responsibility to take care of the trees on your private property, but because of the safety implications, as much as possible, we make ourselves available. Sometimes it takes a while to get to you, but just help us to help you. Give us that information ahead of time. Once we get over Beryl, we will be there to help you to keep the trees away from the power lines. But right now, in this particular situation where Beryl has passed, you may have trees down on the line. Share that information with us. I can tell you honestly that we will not necessarily get to them today because of all that's happening. But let us have that information and we will schedule it and try and get to you as quickly as possible.
All right. Thank you so much, Winsome Callum. I'll send all of the other bit of information to you so you can work on them when your team is all sorted with the damage assessment. Thank you so much, and thank you to the team at JPS.
Thank you, Emily.
All the best to you. Thank you so much, Winsome Callum, there from the JPS. We're just coming back from the Norman Manley International Airport. Very low activity, but we've paused here at the roundabout because they're completely doing a rehabilitation of this roundabout. I didn't notice before. They've now put up signage with the word Kingston there. And when you're approaching the Norman Manley Airport, coming, say, from the Palisades end, you will have NMIA. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. I can imagine when they've put in the nice flowers, foliage, and whatever else, that this is going to be one of those pieces that will welcome the thousands of visitors who come to the island. So whoever is doing this, it looks good so far. I'd love to see the complete mock-up of what it's supposed to be, but I quite like it. Yeah, they've removed the Air Jamaica tail from here at the roundabout, and they're giving it a complete makeover. It's beautiful. This is the hotline. We're up on a break. Is she yet there? Peter Rose, can you hear me? If you're there.
She's not on, Emily.
Not on. We're not able to reach her.
No.
But I suppose the cleaning up post Beryl is going on. And as we said, it appears that all's intact on the Palisades with the rocks here. Every single time I'm driving around the place, so many men unable to control their bladders, and they use all different spots as a rest stop. Huh? I think we need to start taking some pictures of you guys and post them. Post them to show the people what you're doing to the world. 876-926-2178, 9268631. The sun is coming through brighter than earlier. Isn't that a beautiful marvel of life? No matter what the circumstances of yesterday, the hope, almost the promise, certainly for Jamaica, that the sun will come up tomorrow. Yeah, it's always there. So we're so eternally thankful and grateful for that. Thankful too for all the prayers that have gone up for this nation over the last 48 hours. Yeah, and for those who don't believe in the power of prayer, remember the Red Sea. Remember the might of the Red Sea and the movement of the children. Yeah, the Israelites. Remember that out of Egypt. Believe in the possible. This is the hotline, 876-926-2178, 9268631. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, or still morning. I'm not so sure. Morning. Okay.
Morning. Hi, who is this? Where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Green Acres in St. Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What do I call you? What am I to call you?
Marva.
Yes, Marva. Mm-hmm.
All right. We don't have any light in one section. You know, one side have light and outside don't have any light. I can't understand what is happening.
One side of
Green
Acres?
One side of our community, yes.
Okay. And this was, it went during the hurricane?
Yes, it went during the hurricane, but it's not the first, when there's any disruption or so, or anything,
yes.
One side always have and the other side don't have. It's an ongoing problem. Not even since the hurricane, but it's an ongoing problem.
Okay. I'll send a note to them, but as you heard, they're doing damage assessment all over the island. You will be serviced eventually, but one doesn't have a timetable for that. Yeah, but I'll send a note to Winsome Column about Green Acres.
Yeah, Green Acres in St. Catherine.
And how were you impacted by the hurricane, if at all?
Well, thank God we never get any damage or anything like that, So we are giving thanks.
Nice,
and we are,
nice.
Yes, we didn't get any damage here.
Thank you for the call.
Everything is basically intact.
Good. Happy to hear that.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you
Mrs.
so
Seal, take care.
All right. Take care, Mother. All the best to you. We'll take another call before we come to the meditation and news. Hello, this is the hotline. Morning. Welcome to the hotline. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear. Millie.
Hi. Who is this? Huh? There's some interference with your line. Sorry, not hearing you well. Did you say O'Neill?
From Portmore.
Yeah, I'm hearing Portmore, but I'm not hearing the initial.
Then. By the way,
try again.
Right.
Let's try again. I didn't hear you at all.
Okay. Amen from Port.
No, sorry, I'm not hearing. Not hearing at all, DT. So sorry about that. I hear Portmore, but I'm not hearing what he says, the first part of his sentence. Hello, who next is there? Hello?
Hello,
Hi, welcome. Who is this?
this is Miss C.
Hi, Miss C. Where are you? What's happening?
I'm calling in Mona Heights.
Yes.
I would like to let you know that many times when we're having this problem, people put their numbers over here, call there when you have emergency. And yesterday I saw a madman. I usually feed him most time when he pass by. In the weather, the breeze blowing him left, right, and center. And when I call the police officers, they give me a line to call another place. And the other place said them have to call back the police. I don't know if this poor little madman, I take some food to him out in the weather, but I don't know if the wind blow him away or in die on the way. But I'm saying that when they put numbers, they must be there to call. When you call, you can be able to get somebody for help,
Yes.
because a human
so the social
being.
services. The social services. The
Beg your
social
pardon?
services. This is for the social services you're talking now, yes?
Yeah, but even then, you call here put you there put you here.
I get you.
Somebody should take it in hand. And
Thank you, Miss C. Thank you, Miss C. I have to go to meditation, and you appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Stay with us. More after news.